On Thursday, October 3rd, 2019, a spectacular work of art was unveiled in St. Lucia. All In, a bronze sculpture by Jalim Judovic. Before I start my review, let me read a description of the piece.
Okay, so let me put my theatrical voice now. It symbolizes the collective vision and ideals of our nation. A permanent tribute to the tireless strive of our forefathers in steering our land to statehood, and a permanent reminder that we too must continue this legacy. Our forefathers came to this land in varied circumstances, most as cargo, reaped from their land and transplanted into this rich volcanic soil, where they toiled without wages, but their spirits grew and bore beautiful fruit. Some in search of the new world for queen and country. Some were already here for who knows how long. Others came as indentured laborers. They too worked tirelessly and played their role in developing this proud nation. They all came by boat. Time has unified us all. We are no longer slaves or colonizers or indentured laborers. We are one nation and one people. We now sail back into the world in collective stride. Our cargo, our culture, heritage, and mighty people who work from the helm.
Now, my review. I find this piece to be very refreshing. I think that it has stirred a lot of debate and conversation, and this is added to its success. Many people don't understand the significance. Some would get a better understanding after reading the descriptions, and others would refuse to understand. At the end of the day, art is subjective, and you cannot please everyone. Some will love it, some will hate it, and some just won't care. From an artist's perspective, Gassa, I love it. Mounted on a round pedestal and supported by the oars in hand, 4 human figures sitting in a rowing position. Their faceless heads remind me of St. Thomas Black Madonnas. The beauty of this piece is the fact that although the figures have no faces, you can tell the effort and emotion through the body language and poses of the 4 figures. For example, check out the first figure. He appears to be placing tremendous effort into staring forward. Look at the exaggerated tilt of the body and the head. In terms of design and composition, I think that the monument is successful. I love the simplicity of the design. You have broken the art genius barrier by producing an art piece which appears to be so simple but yet highly complex. I really like the way each individual leans and supports each other. The meshing of the back to shin seems like pieces fitting into a puzzle. Pattern links in a chain, or better yet, gears meshing together to move a whole machine. Although there is no presence of a boat, the formation of the ends of the oars form a crescent of a boat-like shape. Some people may debate that the piece is missing the boat, but I find that it's good without the boat. These days, we don't want anything to cause us to think. The story is deeper without the boat. It leaves us asking, what is their vessel? What are they steering? This monument is strategically placed, overlooking the Castries Harbour. The relevance of the monument shows its purpose based on where it's located. Judovic, you did a superb job on the craftsmanship of this monument. The human figures are smooth and polished very well. The surfaces of the oars seem to be rough in texture. I think that this was purposely done to show the contrast between the oars and the figures, and also to show the wear and tear of the oars. I assume that they have been used for a long time, so they have endured a lot. Some people may be confused about certain aspects of the sculpture, but one thing is certain, like it or not, the message of togetherness is quite obvious. A structure of this magnitude needed to get the expertise of an engineer. A sound knowledge of physics was indeed a must to erect this structure and to keep it upright. I have a couple criticisms though. Nothing's perfect, you check it? I would assume that the front of the monument is where the plaque and the walkway is. I really don't think that's an ideal location for it. Probably the opposite side where people can see it from across the road. Honestly, I think that this monument should be viewed from afar, based on the location of it. It would be dangerous for somebody to cross that roundabout. You know what I mean? Yeah. Also, if the monument signifies unity, I think that the figures rowing should be in unison, and this would emphasize the togetherness of the piece. If you have to look at a rowing team, they all move together at the same time, the same pace. Probably the different rowing positions were purposely put there to address the fact that we all have different strengths, but we need to keep moving forward. I don't know. And also, when leaving Jeremy Street going onto the highway, the monument tends to get lost based on the background, the trees, and so on. Apart from these minor observations, I do think that this is a brilliant work of art. Hats off to you, Mr. Jalim Yudovic. You have raised an awareness in our nation. Your monument is a unique symbol of unity and togetherness. All in. You know there's something called curb appeal when people pass in front of your house and you have to make sure the house looks nice so when people pass looking good. We have a good harbor appeal now because that monument, I mean, it's outstanding. People will take a second look, the visitors and whatnot. Yeah man, don't forget, like it up on the Facebook there, you check it. Big up on the Instagram there, you check it. And the YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, you check it. Subscribe to Acid Creations. You don't know. Acid. 3, 2, 1. I gone.